What's up, gang? It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. And tonight, let's talk about manipulation, shall we? Yes, let's talk about it because this is hanging out in many people's space and we just don't talk about it. We just don't even acknowledge it. So it is true, I believe, that much of marketing's history is rooted in manipulation. Right? I remember as a kid, I remember my mom never bought sugar cereal, right? We had Cheerios. Let me see. We had Cheerios, regular ones, not Honey Nut Cheerios, Rice Krispies, Corn Flakes, and Wheaties. And guess who was on the box? Who was on the Wheaties box, right? I think originally it was Walter Payton. Whoa, we're going way back. Then it was Michael Jordan. But do you see, even in that, where like, if we can put a celebrity on the box, maybe people will want to buy our thing. To me, that's manipulation. Like, it's a box of cereal. Are you telling me that if I eat Wheaties, I'm going to play football like Walter Payton or play basketball like Michael Jordan? We can go all the way back. I mean, we can keep going back in time and look at all the different ways that marketing has its roots in manipulation. But we can also fast forward to today and look at things, look at how that manipulation has evolved, right? Now we've got crap like scarcity, right? False scarcity. I'm not saying that there isn't a place for real scarcity, but that is not how it's taught most of the time in marketing circles. Most of the time it's throwing up some kind of false scarcity like, oh, I've only got, 2 copies left of my PDF report. I mean, really? Come on. Right? So there are lots of examples in the industry where people manipulate other people in their marketing. Now, this has caused a lot of trauma. This has caused trauma. So a lot of the people that I work with are in business and they refuse to market because they still hold trauma from ways they've been manipulated in marketing, right? Courses they bought, coaches they'd hired, things that they've spent money on that didn't work or that overpromised and underdelivered. And so even us in business have to deal with our own trauma that we've stored around the conversation of marketing. Because until we clean that out and heal that, we can't show up in our power. We can't be fully ourselves in our own marketing until we clear that out. Now, I want to suggest another alternative here. I want to suggest a different way to think about marketing. Marketing in and of itself is not evil or bad. Marketing is an inanimate thing. It is people that breathe life into marketing. And much of what I've said in this show over 308 episodes now is that marketing is just a conversation. And your conversation can either be manipulative or your conversation can be helpful and supportive, right? Your conversation can be salesy or your conversation can be transformative. So I always love how Seth Godin talked about marketing being with and for people, not to them and at them. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like the history of marketing is at people and to people. What can we send at them and to them to make them buy our thing? Versus what could we market that was with them and for them so that they could climb the mountain they're here to climb or do the things in life they're here to do. And so I think marketing can really become this whole thing, right? This whole thing. What is it? Tammy says, wow, healing marketing trauma too. Yeah, right? I mean, seriously. Like, how many of us need to heal our own marketing trauma, the trauma we've stored from the marketing we've received, right? So I want you to consider that you in business can be part of the change you wish to see in the world. Consider that there are people who are really hurting, who have real problems and real needs that you are perfectly equipped to help and support, and that the way to reach those people is through marketing. Now, how you do that marketing is the real question, right? This is why I love content marketing, because content marketing, if you think about wounded people, right? as wounded people, we're skeptical and touchy about things, and so our BS meter is pretty high because we're not willing to be burned again. And so you, in your content, get to create a message that comes from your heart, from your soul, from a safe place, from a place of support and service. And as you create your content for the world, all of those people who you are meant to serve but have wounds from marketing get to just be at a arm's length from what it is you're saying. And they get to kind of keep choosing how far they want to go into this conversation with you. That's cool. That is a cool thing about content marketing is you're giving people space, you're honoring people's space by simply creating a message and giving them the choice of how far they want to go into this conversation with you. That is at the foundation of building trust, right? Building trust is giving people a lot of space. Now, let's take that a step further. If you want to actually go even deeper on healing, being part of the change you wish to see in marketing and being a safe alternative for people in marketing, then to the degree that you are transparent and vulnerable in your marketing will be the degree that people choose to feel safe with you or just feel safe with you. Most people who market are trying to be perfect. They're doing their hair and they're looking a certain way and they are practicing their scripts and do you understand, like, so much of marketing is about how, I think from the way some people do it, is they're doing it from a place of wanting to look like they have it all together because they're terrified that anybody would realize that they don't. And when you come along in your transparent, authentic self, sharing with the world what you've seen, what you've learned, not looking perfect, not even sounding perfect, what you're giving people is an alternative, another option, a choice. You're giving them a glimpse that not all marketers, not all people who market are manipulative. So let's sort of wind with this, right? Like, rather than being resistant to marketing because of your own trauma, why not go into the system of it all and be subversive? Let's go in and in a grassroots way start to change what marketing actually is, because I think people are ready for it. I think people are hungry for something different than false scarcity and manipulation. I think people want something that's real. Marketing is just us leading a conversation with the world. So let's lead one that's transformative and helpful and supportive. Yes? And I think what will happen is we don't need to spend a ton of time I don't think we do. I don't think we need to spend a ton of time in the space of healing people's trauma around marketing. What I think will happen is as we simply be the safe alternative in our marketing, people will just realize that there is another way. And the healing will happen because they will step out of the fear of being marketed to, and they will step into the power of being supported by you. Right? In other words, we're peeling back the curtain on how marketing is, and we're showing them that there's something else. And as they step into the something else, they start to realize, like, oh, there is another way to do this, and I am not a victim of marketing. I actually can find others who are authentic and heart-centered and sincere, and I can just work with them. And as they claim their power as a consumer that way, as a human that way, that old trauma will fall off like dead skin. It just falls off. And what will happen is a new agreement in the world of business and humanity will emerge called we market this way because this is how humans prefer to interact with each other in content, in marketing, etc. So, look, you and me, we are on the front end of this bell curve. We are the early adopters of this way of being in marketing. All the while, everybody else is sensationalizing their 10x, 100x, 1000x your results overnight. We're sitting here being transparent and telling the truth that life has taught us in order to create a safe space for people to choose us. And us, on the early adopter, on the front end of this bell curve, get to be the change we want to see in the world. And it may be a year, 5 years, 10 years for the rest of humanity to catch up. And that's okay, because in the meantime, we will be setting people free, right? We will be supporting people with our message and our content. Okay? Who's with me? So, if you'd like help, right? I've built a program designed to teach you how to market this way. Right? It's with me for 6 weeks, and I also do 2 one-on-one coaching calls with you, just you and me, right? Private coaching calls with me. It's called the Groundswell Method Intensive, and it's designed to teach you how to not only do authentic marketing that comes from truth, but also graduate you from the program with your own podcast or show, right? That show becomes a container in which you get to hold the message and conversation you're leading in the world. And if you'd like to learn more about that program, you can go to groundswellmethod.com. groundswellmethod.com, right? The link is in the text of this post. And there are some free videos for you there. And on the end of those free videos, which give you the world of what this 6-week program is and more of the specifics of how I think about marketing, there is an application button. Click the Apply Today button and fill out that application, and it comes to me. Thanks for hanging out with me here tonight. Listen, gang, here is... we have an opportunity here to set this on the right tracks, right? To start to do marketing in a way that honors humanity. So here's to you going out and sharing from your truth in your marketing such that you set others free and heal their trauma. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.